for us. So please have any questions ready for Jack. Okay, we will lead off with Chris Lee.
Jack, what was your plan of attack against those guys tonight?
I would say that depends on the guy, but it's really just about executing pitches because I trust the pitch calls that Coach Brown offers, and I know it's an incredible lineup that they have, pretty much from 1 to 9. It's a tough out, and they don't like to strike out, and I think that kind of showed tonight. They're a good lineup.
Our next question will be from Christopher Heidel.
Hey, Jack. Thanks for taking my question. Congratulations on the win tonight. Did you get a little rusty in the beginning because you only went 6 innings? The last game you went basically all 8. Were you a little rusty? Because you haven't pitched in almost like a week.
No, I wouldn't say so. Every game's kind of its own game, and like I said today, really good lineup, and they were making me work, and they ran the pitch count up, and I don't know. I would have been happy to go out there for the 7th, but obviously Nick Maldonado has been great all year, and he did what he does.
The next question comes from Robbie Weinstein.
Hey, Jack. Of course, there's a possibility that that's your last game for Vanderbilt. Has that sunk in at all? And I guess just what's the feeling like to be able to get that final win potentially in such a big spot here?
I don't know. I think that's sort of a story for outside people. I'm really just focused on helping the team win, and that's really all I'm thinking about right now. And obviously we have one more to go, so that's my main focus now.
Our next question comes from Aria Gerson.
Hi, Jack. So you took your first loss earlier in the season against Mississippi State. So what went better for you this time, against the same team than what happened before?
That's baseball. Our team scored more runs this time, and the balls that they were putting in play were going to our fielders more often. So it's just kind of the way things went.
Our next question comes from Michael Ferrara.
Hi, Jack. Michael Ferrara here with Berg Sports Network. 2 questions for you. Talk about the guys that played behind you tonight. They scored a lot of runs for you, and they played very good defense. What was that like seeing those guys playing behind you? And then the 8 strikeouts tonight, what was it like to have 8 strikeouts in the College World Series final?
The defense needs a ton of credit. They kind of did what they've done all year, and it's been really fun to be a part of, knowing that you can kind of pitch to contact in certain circumstances and really trust those guys behind you. And CJ Rodriguez has been unbelievable all year. I don't see how there's any catchers better than him. The way he receives, and he kind of stays in communication and stays on the same page as the pitcher, and he handles our pitching staff, and he's done it all year. It's been really fun to watch him work.
Our next question comes from Kendall Rogers.
Kendall Rogers, Do You Win Baseball? Jack, as you kind of look back at the outing tonight, how would you kind of assess your stuff overall?
Honestly, I wasn't too happy with it. The home run in the first, that happens. It was a fastball count, and I gave him a fastball in a very hittable place, and he's a great fastball hitter, and he kind of did what great fastball hitters do with it. But after that, I feel like I settled in, and my command was pretty good, and I was feeling my off-speed pitches pretty well. And then later in the game, kind of lost a feel for it a little bit, and the command was a little down, and the feel for the breaking balls was as well. So at that point, it became sort of a pitch to contact type situation.
Our next question is from Kayla Anderson.
You almost have to kind of ask him questions in like baseball terms for him to give you a good answer, because that was a good answer.
Are you there? Hello? Jack?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, sorry. Sorry, I was hearing some other stuff there. Okay, so clearly a lot of maroon tonight in TD Ameritrade Park, but a lot of Vandy fans as well. But what was it like just to pitch in that environment? If it is your last game, just kind of describe what it was like when it kind of started, and then when you kind of quieted the crowd a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I think we kind of had an idea of what the stadium environment was going to be like, and our fans were amazing all night, and of course the Mississippi State fans. I feel like you gotta tip your cap to that fan base because it's pretty awesome, the support that they give their team, and it's the same for ours. So it was an exciting game to see the crowd kind of go back and forth. Obviously, we had the really good first inning. Our offense kind of came out of the chute really hot. So I would say that quieted them down a little bit.
We will take our next question from Chris Lee.
Chris Lee, VandySports.com. Hey, Jack, it seems to me like when you are really on early, it's having command of your secondary pitches. Is that really what kind of makes the difference for you in the first few innings, whether you're running up the pitch counts or not sometimes?
I would say so, yeah. I mean, early on in the year, I was establishing a fastball pretty much first maybe 3-4 innings, a lot of games, and some games that was kind of all I had. And then as I progressed through the year, I think the feel for the off-speed pitches has come along well. And I mean, it's like any other pitch. When you have a feel for more pitches, you're gonna be more successful because you can use them to get into good counts. And obviously, in good counts, the numbers kind of speak for themselves.
Another follow-up question from Michael Ferrara.
Hi, Jack. Mike Farrar again with Berg Sports. You grew up in a baseball family. Your father played in the major leagues, and he was in a World Series. And now you're playing in a college World Series. For the younger baseball, players, generation, the kids, for being a son of an MLB athlete, what's it like to kind of have that similarity to play in a World Series, no matter what level it is?
I mean, yeah, I've learned a lot from my dad. And he pitched in a lot of big games, and I think that advice has kind of helped along because the main thing in any big game is not making it bigger than it is and remembering that it's the same game you've played since you were little, whether there's 10 people watching or 24,000 like tonight. I think that you kind of just have to simplify it, and from a pitching standpoint, that comes down to just making a pitch. Whether you just gave up 5 runs, whether you just struck out the side, it doesn't matter. You come out there and you make a pitch, and you want to make a good one, and maybe it's not a good one, then the next one. Then the next one's your only concern, really.
Michael, did you have a follow-up question?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
If there are no other questions at this time, Jack, thank you very much for your time tonight.
Thank you.
Next up, we will have Jayson Gonzalez. Thank you for joining us, Jayson. We'll take our first question tonight from Chris Lee.
Chris Lee, VandySports.com. Jayson, you're the first guy to see the reliever that they brought in, Patrick, there. Did you have much of a scouting report on? Were you looking, because you couldn't sit on deck and watch what he was throwing. What were you looking for? Were you looking for a certain pitch to hit when you got the home run there?
No, I think the biggest thing was just trying to look for a ball over the plate. The guys in front of me had great at-bats, and they were just passing the line along. So the biggest thing for me was trying to keep that line going and continue that first inning.
Take our next question from Adam Sparks. Adam? Go ahead, Adam.
Adam Sparks at Tennessee. Jayson, I seem to remember a couple of years ago you hitting a few balls out of this park in batting practice. Do you remember that, and how is this experience different for you 2 years later, having an impact on the game?
Yeah, I remember it a little bit. I just remember coming out here and having fun. But this time around, I'm playing, and I think the biggest thing was just slowing down the heartbeat and just trying to enjoy the atmosphere that we had tonight and help my team win and play with a lot of confidence.
Thanks.
Our next question comes from Michael Ferrara, followed by Chad Bishop.
Hi, Jason. Michael Farrar here with Berg Sports Network. Two questions for you. Talk about playing behind Jack tonight. What was it like seeing him pitched on the mound and scoring all those runs tonight? I mean, talk about this lineup. It seems like no matter who you guys face, you guys can put runs on the board.
Yeah, to start off with Jack, he's been great all year. He's had our back when we weren't doing too hot on offense, and we've had his back. So it's been a great year playing behind him and watching his pitches and just the maturity that he has, the confidence. I think from him bounces off to a lot of us. So it's great playing behind him. And with our lineup, we're just trying to put the ball in play, put as much pressure on the defense as possible, trying to get as much runs across the board. And like I said earlier, trying to slow our heartbeat down and trying to help the team win.
Our next question comes from Chad Bishop. Kayla Anderson will follow.
Jason, I know how much family means to you. What were some of the emotions rounding the bases, being able to look up and see them tonight?
It was special, you know, coming all the way across from California and having the support system that I have from them. So much sacrifice that they put into this. It just truly means a lot, and my family means a lot to me, and it was great seeing them up in the stands today.
Next question comes from Kayla Anderson.
Hey, Jason, Kayla Anderson, WKRN. Just going back to playing behind Jack tonight, and I know you guys came into this one with like 7 errors, not conventional for you guys, obviously, the way you played defense, but what kind of changed in this game? You mentioned maybe just playing a little looser.
Yeah, I think that was the biggest thing. We knew Jack was going to throw a lot of strikes. So the biggest thing was just playing loose, having fun. Like I said earlier, enjoying the atmosphere that we had. We knew the atmosphere was going to be loud and a lot of fun. So the biggest thing was just having fun, playing loose, and just helping Jack win.
We'll take a follow-up question now from Chad Bishop, followed by Chris Lee.
Nope, sorry, hand raised. Go ahead.
Okay, Chris, you can go ahead.
Yeah, Chris Lee, VandySports.com. Jason, you talked about playing loose. Was that you guys were loose when you came out and that helped it happen that way? Or was it the base runners and the hits pile up and then that helps you to get loose once you put a 7 spot on the board there?
I think it started during BP. We were having fun out there, hitting BP loose, taking ground balls loose, just trying to have as much fun as we could, and just trying to enjoy the atmosphere that we had tonight.
Chris, did you have a follow-up question?
No, sorry. Thank you.
Okay. There are no further questions. Oh, I'm sorry, Jason. Next question is from Elizabeth Merrill.
Hi, Elizabeth Merrill, ESPN. What's it like? You talk about the atmosphere. What's it like when it seemingly 30,000 of them are wearing maroon?
We've played on the road at a lot of tough stadiums, you know, and I think throughout the year that's helped us a lot. So coming in tonight, like I said, we were just trying to enjoy it as much as we can. We knew what the atmosphere was going to be like. We knew what the mood was going to be like. So we were just trying to go out there and have some fun.
All right, Jason, that is all for tonight. So thank you for your time this evening and good luck.
You got it. Thank you, guys.
Next up, we will be joined by Vanderbilt head coach Tim Corbin. Thanks for joining us, Coach. We'd like you to make an opening statement, and then we will take questions.
Jack certainly set the tone tonight. He pitched very well. It was tough pitching, too. That team does not give in. They fight you on every pitch. They make it very difficult. He was able to kill drought or momentum at several points. The first inning was obviously a big inning for us in the fact that we bounced back from the solo home run, but we were able to get on base and then get some big hits, CJ and, of course, Isaiah and Jayson's. And Isaiah and Jayson's were big hits because they came with 2 strikes and 2 outs. So the timing of those were good. We played pretty good defense. We caught the ball. We turned a double play, made a nice catch down the line. Maldonado was efficient. Pretty good game.
Our first question of the evening will come from Elizabeth Merrill of ESPN. Elizabeth?
Coach, what did you say? Did you say anything to Jack? I mean, who knows if this will be his? I guess it's possible he could pitch again if something weird happens. But I mean, did you say anything to him after this, knowing it might be the last time that he throws for you?
Yeah, I said good game.
Our next question is from Chris Lee.
Tim, what was your plan of attack against Christian McLeod?
I tried to make him throw strikes. We watched several outings prior to, but it was just a matter of throwing strikes, making him land his off-speed pitch up. I think that was essentially it. We just had to get the ball across the plate. We had to bring the fastball down and had to bring the changeup up. So it's just a matter of adjusting our window and using the middle of the field if we could.
Our next question will come from Kayla Anderson.
Yeah, Coach, 7 errors coming into this game, 0 errors tonight, really clean game for you guys. How happy were you just the way they played defensively behind Jack?
Yeah, I mean, we needed to play good defense. I mean, Jack's going to give you a chance to win, and you just got to take care of the ball behind him. And not a lot of ground balls typically with Jack, but, with Maldo, it's a little bit different because of the break of the ball. So, but we did. We turned a big double play that Gonzo just moving his feet well and feeding Parker. Parker had a hard time getting it out of his glove, but he still redirected it, and Dominic made a nice glove play. But, yeah, it was just it was good defense, and I felt like we were going to. I just felt like the defense that we had played in the other games, that wasn't representative of how we were. I thought at some point in time we would play better.
Our next question comes from Robbie Weinstein.
Hey, Tim. Jayson said he, thought that the team was maybe a little bit looser at the plate and that he could sense it, all the way back at BP. Did you sense that? And if so, how do you think, if at all, that contributed to the big first inning?
I mean, you score 7 runs, you're going to be loose. I thought their approach was good. Whether it's loose, I don't know what you want to call it, but I thought it was steady. I thought it was mature. I thought they were the training session leading up to the game was good. I thought they're right where they needed to be. We knew this was going to be difficult, and it will continue to be difficult. This place is, filled with people that aren't wearing gold and black, and we're playing a very good team.
Next question comes from Gentry Estes of the Tennessean.
Yeah, Tim, I was going to ask, have you been around a game here where the crowd was as much against you as it was tonight? And did you address that at all with your guys?
We talked about the atmosphere, and yes, 2002, Nebraska-Clemson. It was filled with red. Shane Comini pitched. We won the game. Khalil Green hit a 3-run home run in the 8th. Tough atmosphere. And this one was not as similar because that was it felt like all of Nebraska was in the stadium at that time. But, yeah, I mean, I think the thing, Gentry, that's helped us in some regards. We have played well on the road, and we've played well in tough environments. So this was a tough environment too, and we appreciate the fans that we had too, because they were loud.
Okay, we'll take one more question, and then it'll come from Adam Sparks.
Yeah, Tim, Jayson on that home run he was down 0-2 and came back to full count before he hit the home run. Is that just discipline? Is that an experienced hitter to face a new pitcher like that and be able to prolong the at-bat?
Yeah, that's a tough matchup. That guy drops down. He throws a lateral slider. He threw 2 pretty good sliders to Jayson on the 0-2 count, and Jayson stayed off of him. So to fight the battle to get to 3-2 was a victory in and of itself. To get a pitch and lift it to the middle of the field, he's a strong kid. So if he keeps the barrel in the zone, which he did, then he can do a little bit of damage. But that was a quality at bat for him, and I was proud of him.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you for your time this evening.
Thank you.
Thank you all for participating. You can find a recording of this press conference in the NCAA Digital Media Hub at ncaa.veritone.com, and transcripts are available at ncaa.com/transcripts. Thank you for joining us tonight.